Peter, how much did you just cross?
We crossed $300,000 last month. Many gurus online teach you to just do outreach until you get to 20, 30K a month. I just think it's so slow. It really doesn't make sense. When I joined a program, I think I texted Wyatt, dude, I want to be the best person in this program. And you guys helped me a lot. Right now for me is just, we're trying to get to 400 to 500,000 a month, which is going to be.
All right, guys, we got Peter back in the building. He's been on my channel a couple times, as you guys have seen before. Peter, how much did you just cross? Like last month?
We crossed $300,000 last month.
200K. And now you're in US. Yeah. Because you were in Italy.
Yeah, we're here. Moved full time. It's pretty cool. I finished school a few months ago. It's been nice.
So you were up in school until what amount?
July.
How much were you making in July?
120, 130,000.
All right. So we'll go into that in this interview here. It might be a longer interview, to be honest, because Peter has a lot to say. Obviously, you were in school until you made that much, which is insane. I dropped out well before I was making that much, but we'll cover everything A to Z on kind of just everything. I kind of want to talk high level as well. So we'll start this interview, kind of just chat, honestly, on more so a beginner basis. And then we'll kind of go into the higher level stuff as we go. So Peter, for those that don't know you, maybe give a quick little background on yourself. You know, maybe no one's ever seen you before. Just kind of give the introduction.
All right, I'm Peter. As you guys know, we're an agency, a proper agency. We just crossed the $200,000 like you guys just heard. And I've been in business. I've had my agency for about 2 years and a half. So I did it. And before that, I tried pretty much everything, drop shipping, graphic designing. I've been in the army, funny enough. And I scaled my agency when I was in school. That's pretty much it on me.
So when did you start the agency? What year or when?
I was like 17 when I started the agency.
And you're 19 now. So what?
Yeah.
2023, about when I started?
Yeah, about that.
Okay, gotcha. And you didn't start, I mean, we can kind of just go into the top line basics of yourself and your agency. You work with obviously medical clinics.
Yeah.
You didn't initially work with that, did you?
No, so I initially started with like roof cleaners.
Okay.
No idea why. I just didn't want to pay. I suppose in the beginning.
Yeah, 100%.
And I don't know. It was a seasonal niche, so it didn't work for me. I got my first few clients back in like December 2023, I believe.
Yep.
But then I figured out that I couldn't deliver for them because I had to wait until like May. So I said, just fuck it, I'll switch to a different niche. And I went into medical, and it's been great so far.
Yeah.
But, yep.
So how long were you in the roof cleaning niche for?
4, 5 months. About that.
4 or 5 months. And that was your first start of the agency stuff, right? And the whole AI agency. Okay. And did you get any revenue with that, or was that just kind of the no?
Yeah, like 2,000 to 3,000 a month. About that, guys.
Okay. What, with outreach?
Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha. All right. So then you transitioned to med spa 2023 still.
Yep.
And that was just
I would say beginning 2024.
Beginning 2024. Okay. So you've been in med spa niche for about 2 years. And the reason for that was just seasonality. All right. Roofing.
Yeah.
Just did work. Okay. Gotcha. Okay. So maybe give some context on, you don't have to go too deep, but what your agency does for med spas and kind of like your initial service. Cause, obviously, you know, you help them out a lot.
Of course. What we do for our clients is pretty much marketing. So we do the whole thing, Facebook ads, appointment setting, and then we do consulting. A lot of clinics, we figured out they're not good business owners, and really with all the information you find around, you can really teach them a lot. So that's what we're doing. We're helping them with the sales, the profit margins of the business, just running the operations overall, hiring people, leadership, all of these things.
Cool. Gotcha. All right. So let's jump into your story a little bit now that people know kind of what you do, where you came from. So you're from Italy. You're not from the US. We're in Austin, Texas right now. Peter came by for what, 5 days, 4 days, 5 days. We're in a pretty cool spot, as you guys can see here. I don't know how much of this video won't probably show the pool or anything, but there's a big pool down there, big place we're staying at for a few days, away from the city, right back there, kind of where the penthouse is at, obviously. And you decided to come down for a little bit. So you were in school until you were making like how much a month?
130,000.
Well, okay. So that was about right. I think when we had our last interview on the channel, I think you were making like, 120, 130, 30K a month. And for context, this is like, we're talking about 50% profit margins. This is not no e-com
store. We're talking 60, 70%.
Yeah, 60, 70% margins. This is not some like small, 5% profit margin business. So I guess maybe give some context on scaling the agency while at school, because maybe there's people who work jobs or at school How were you able to manage that? Because most people kind of fold under the pressure, or they just don't scale past like 10K a month if they're.
I think there's a limiting belief that a lot of people have because they see many successful people like yourself, they all dropped out. And so it's common to think that unless you drop out, you're not going to be able to make it. I actually think it's quite the opposite. A lot of it is just time management. You're going to need to be able to sacrifice a lot of things, girlfriend, IG, hanging out with people, but you can still do it. And it's exactly how I did it. The way I really like to think about it is you have 100 units of focus, and the least things that you put your focus towards are better because you're going to be able to just give it 100%. So that's exactly what I did. I mean, my life was just going to school, going back, sales, usual stuff, client success, and then hitting the gym. I did not do anything else for a year and a half minimum.
I made a reel on that the other day. I literally said that exact same thing.
Yeah, dude.
That was my life for 3 years. It was just that exact stuff.
Exactly.
Okay, got it. So you were able to scale that. Obviously, time management being a big thing. People don't even know. I didn't drop out until like March of this year. I think you and I were you were the only other person I knew who was at like a certain mark. I think we talked like probably January of this year, and we were both in school and we were talking about that. And then I didn't drop out until March of this year. And then you obviously, now you finished high school, right?
Yeah, I did finish high school.
Yeah, and then now you're full time in Miami.
Yeah, I lived there.
Cool. Gotcha. All right. So let's jump into the 0 to 10K a month phase, which is probably where most people are at that are watching this. What was that journey like for you? Like, how did you get from 0? You switched niches from, roof cleaning to med spa. And then you were like, all right, let's get to 10K. Like, how did you go about doing that?
It actually took me a month.
Funny enough.
I went from
I didn't even know
10K in like precisely a month.
Yeah.
The way I did it is I made some money from the outreach, but I churned some of the clients previously for the roof cleaning. I spent, I would say, the first few months really trying to figure out the product for, the medical, like how to do it, how to market it. And for medical, funny enough, I just went straight into ads. And then we also did SMS on the side, which brought a few sales. That's obvious. But most of it, I would say 50-60% was on ads from the money that I made before from the agency and the roof cleaning. And that's how we got to 10K, just obviously just sales, really trying to get people into your calendar and closing. And then I don't think going back to it, I don't think it was that hard.
Yeah. I mean, if it was 1 month, it was pretty fast.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So you just started up ads.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, for context, I think a lot of people that watch my stuff, I'm a big proponent of running ads, especially even when you're starting, like get a job if you have to, when you're starting.
Yeah. I think ads are better.
Yeah, they are. Like, outreach is great to kind of get started if you have $0 and you can't get any income. But at a certain point, like, you'll realize you working a minimum wage job at McDonald's or like some random like grocery store is going to actually be better if you can put that into ads rather than you trying to just consistently trial and error at outreach, because it takes so long.
That is so true. Many gurus online teach you to just do outreach until you get to 20-30K a month. I just think it's so slow. It really doesn't make sense. Now, don't get me wrong, like you said, cold outreach is very good, especially in the beginning, because you need to understand how to sell to people. When we started getting leads from ads, I already knew how to sell a little bit. I was already kind of good at selling, so that's what allowed me to close. So don't make the mistake of running ads without the skill set to close the people, because that's going to be obviously a huge problem. But use cold outreach, you kind of develop the sales skills, and then get into advertising because it's more scalable. People trust you more, and honestly just have significantly more levers that you can pull.
Yeah, I don't know why more people don't talk about that on YouTube, especially big guys, because like literally everyone who I know that's playing the agency game at a big high level, all of them run ads. It's not like they're sitting out there doing cold emails during the day. Like, no, like it's all through paid ads, Instagram, Meta mainly, Facebook ads to get new clients. So, okay, so that was 0 to 10K for you. You turned on ads. Obviously, you had prior experience in the niche before, so you had like 5 months of experience behind your back. What was like 10 to 50K like? Was it just because this was just you were a solopreneur at the time? You didn't have any team members?
I actually had a partner back in the day.
Really? You had a business?
Yeah, even now. I had this partner right here, and he was studying college. I wanted that guy to drop out of university because he was just studying something that was useless, and it's something that I see all the time. Certain people, now don't get me wrong, I did not drop out. I did not drop out high school. But I think that if you go to college and you really do not like what you're studying, you just drop out. For example, this guy was studying something. It was like coding. He didn't really understand it, first of all. Second of all, what was being taught didn't make any sense. It was too old already to be applicable to today's world.
Yeah.
And he still didn't drop out.
That's a lot of people. I mean, the people that are in like school, I see like psychology degrees and stuff. I'm like, bro, like, what's that going to do for you? You know, you're trying to start a business, but you have a psychology degree. Like that's not going to help.
Stupid.
Yeah.
I digress. Going back to 10 to 50K, let's say the way we did it is obviously through ads. We have had so many problems going from 10 to 50K because our pixel didn't work at that point. We started attracting the worst people.
You trained it wrong.
Yeah. So I had to start understanding pixel conditioning and all these things.
Explain what a pixel is for people who don't know, because that might sound like a fairy.
All right. Yeah. So a pixel, when you're running ads, it's like an AI tracking code. That's pretty much what it is.
It's track.
Exactly. So it follows people and it understands what is a pattern, and it tries to create some sort of an avatar, which is who you're looking for. And then the pixel goes in, it affects your targeting and the people you're showing your ads to. And it's just going to bring you more people. In a way, I love pixels because they just make me so much money because they can get my ads in front of the right people.
Yeah.
But on the other side, if you don't know how to condition a pixel the right way, you're going to start attracting very low level people.
Yeah. It's a pixel. Like, just imagine you're sending traffic outside of the Facebook Meta platform. Facebook can't track that. You have to put some sort of pixel and code on your website that you're sending traffic to, so then it can track, all the people going to it. And then it'll train based on, what types of people are going to your website. It'll train so then future ads will hit similar people. So then you have a similar audience, etc. So yeah, when you train your pixel wrong, it's like, imagine you working with like, home builders and you're tracking like, I don't know, roofers, or I guess that's kind of similar, but like med spas, like it's totally different. You're going to, just waste money.
Yeah, exactly. And it's so sensitive. You only need very few patterns of data to condition a pixel. Okay, our struggles going for the 10 to 50K, I would say, are obviously your fulfillment is going to break. You're going to need to figure out fulfillment. And I would say sales. For instance, when we did 40K, I was actually at the beach.
Really?
Yeah.
Didn't you say you were like partying or something for your first, weren't you like for the first little bit of your agency, you were just like kind of chilling?
For the first little bit of my agency, no, I locked in. But then after I started making like 10, 30K, I was at the beach. So it was summer and I didn't have school. So my routine was I would wake up at like 10, 11. I would work until, I'd say about 2. I'll relax for a few hours. And then at 5, I would just work until midnight. And then at midnight, I'd go party. That was, in all honesty, that was my routine. I know it's very against what people say, and it's against what I do now. I don't preach that in any way, but it still worked for me.
Yeah, 100%.
Some people they don't understand it's not that hard to make money online.
Yeah, once you get the hang of it, it's kind of like it's your repetition.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
that's all it is. So that's how I got to my first 40, 50K.
So, okay, so 10 to 50K was you just a lot of trial and error through ads because you're running paid ads at the time.
Yeah.
Did you have a business partner then or no?
Yeah, I did. And then once I got to 50K, we split.
Okay. And 50K is right, I think, when you joined the mastermind. Our mastermind. Okay,
yeah.
Gotcha. So that's when you joined everything I do. And okay, so did you have team members other than the business partner that left?
I had like a VA.
You had a VA.
And then I hired a closer.
Okay, so your profit margins were high.
We're talking 80, 90%.
Yeah.
That was insane.
Dang. Okay, and you were 18.
Yeah.
Okay. That was right around where I think I met you.
Yeah.
Okay, I remember. Okay, cool. All right. So you were taking sales calls, you were taking client calls, you were doing everything.
Pretty much. Yeah, so cool.
Dang.
But yeah, that was hard.
Okay. So that was like 12 hours plus work day.
Yeah.
Every day.
By far.
And then just occasionally partying. Sounds like
no, absolutely not.
Okay.
This was after September. No, absolutely not. No partying. I think I may have had 3 parties from September 2024 to September 2025.
Okay. So that was out of your system.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's understood.
Cool. Did you have any, obviously you joined our stuff and you had like us as a mentor right around 50K.
Mm-hmm.
And then you started scaling after that. Did you have mentors prior? Did you have any help?
Yeah.
Okay. Anyone notable you want to mention or no?
Now, we're not going to mention the past mentors, obviously, but
Like, how important was that to you? Like, because obviously for me, getting from 0 to like 30, 50K a month, like it did require the right information. Like I had to get it from people and it took a long time. So I don't know if that was, yeah.
I suggest paying people above than you. It's pretty much what I do now is like when I want to solve a problem, I pay people that have solved that problem and I try and get myself as close as possible with people at similar levels because I can learn.
At a certain point, we pay the same people. Like you're in the same group.
Yeah, exactly. We're in the same groups.
Paying a lot of money to be in there, but it's worth it, you know?
It is.
Yeah.
It really is. So yeah, I did pay a few people, of course. And I wouldn't say anything that I got was very valuable. But it got me to where I was. And yeah, a lot of it is you just need a little bit of the right information and then a lot of good work.
Trial and error.
Try and error. That's it.
Yep. Experience beats like studying any day of the week. You know, like
yeah.
I think the analogy is like you're gonna beat the boxer who, you know, if you train 1 hour in the boxing gym, you're gonna beat the guy who studied for 10 hours. You know, it's like it's just an experience thing. So okay, got it. So 50 to 100K. I think was that where you like scaled super fast? Was that like a super fast scale or did that take a long time?
We did it the next month.
Okay, yeah, that's what I thought. I
so
it was
running
over like right as you joined at 50K, you just
oh wow, yeah. You guys helped me a lot. I gotta say with it that month. Yeah. And one thing with me is when I joined a program, I literally texted the person. I think I texted Wyatt, dude, I want to be the best person in this program, and I believe I am, right?
Yeah, I mean, you're beyond 200K a month for sure.
Exactly. So that's one thing with me. So I really try to absorb as much information as possible and start putting it into action. Scale the ads, built a few more systems, and that's what got us to. It wasn't 100K, it was 90K cash collected. That was about that.
Yeah.
And then we did it again in, I would say, about April. And then in May, we did 130.
Yeah, I think that was right around the time where I interviewed you. Okay, I got you. So at that time, 100K, 90K, what was the team looking like? Did you have closer? You had a closer.
I had one closer and one VA. That was really stressful.
I'm sure. How many clients do you remember how many clients you were closing?
So our AOV at the time was about 8,500. If you do the math, that was about 10, 11 clients.
Yeah. So okay, and you were managing the ad campaigns, or was that the VA's job?
That was the VA.
Okay, so you were mainly just doing client communication.
Yeah, CSM, pretty much all of that.
Okay, I got you. What were the biggest lessons going from like 0 to 100? Because I know everyone gives like different advice, but like obviously you doing it is, you know, it's a much different thing than, you know, saying, oh, I'm going to get to 100K a month. Like when you do it, like I remember, I was like, that night I was like, damn, that like I finally kind of did it to an extent. Was there any big lessons, takeaways you got from scaling to that number?
I always pictured 100K to be the big milestone.
North Star. Yeah,
exactly. There's not a lot of agencies doing above 100,000 a month. But when I got there, I just didn't feel it. I was like, yeah, what's next? Biggest struggles for me. I mean, I know this is going to sound a little weird, but I don't think 0 to 100K is hard at all. I did it and I was in school.
Yeah.
It was not hard for me at all. Biggest lessons that I've learned is really sales, marketing, and building systems for client success. One thing that I would recommend to people is, and this is what I did, and it's why our fulfillment has gotten much better over the past few months, is we have a few months where we really try and dial in and getting in clients. And then we, with all the money that we got, we just service them, which helps a lot because I can invest and I can get better talent. I can invest in your mentors.
Yep.
And that's what helps me progress. Yep. So this would be by far my biggest advice to you. If you're trying to go from 0 to 100K, take all the cash that you make and just reinvest all of it. Do not gamble. Do not go to party. Do not do any of that because you're such a small fish at 100K.
100%. Yeah.
You're nothing.
Yeah. 100%. That's, if anyone that watches my Instagram, you guys know, I'm like, I call myself like a boring guy in the space because like, I don't got any cars. I don't like, I mean, sure, we're in Airbnb for like a few days, but like other than that, like I'm a very not flashy person. And that's just because like there's money to be reinvested. You know, like I don't deserve the car yet. It's not, you know, and it's also something I'm not really interested in as well. But like I agree 100%. So reinvesting into learning, ads, systems, and talent.
Yeah.
That's a good way.
By far.
Yeah.
Biggest lesson ever.
Okay, got it. And then before we go from like 100 to 200, because obviously that's a jump and that's its own learning curve.
Yeah.
Let's talk about paid ads framework, because that's what you did from essentially zero in med spa all the way up to 100K a month, and obviously, beyond the 200.
Yeah.
What was the ad framework you took, and like how did you approach making your ads? Because obviously they were massively profitable. I don't know if you want to say the ROAS on that one, but I know it, so I don't know.
I know the ROAS on that one. We're looking at about 20 to 30x, depending on the month. 20
to 30x ROAS. For anyone that doesn't understand, ROAS is return on ad spend. So imagine you throw in $1,000. $1,000 in that case makes you what? 20 grand, 30 grand, right?
30 grand.
Insane. Okay, so how did you craft an ad that was like, that wasn't even a winner? That's like a mythic ad, dude. That's like a crazy ad. How did you do it?
I love that ad. I'm not sure I want to share it though.
Give the top level knowledge of it.
All right. Biggest thing that people miss, two things that I can give to you that are going to help you so much, because giving you my framework is not going to help you. You can take my ad, you can replicate it, and it might not work out for you. Two things I can tell you is, number one, your messaging, who you're trying to attract, speak to their problems. Number two, funnel congruency. This is such a simple concept, but everybody misses it. What you say in your ad has to be portrayed in your landing page. You need to use the same exact words that you mentioned in your landing page. And if you can have the same person doing a VSL, in case you're doing a video on your page to get higher quality people, or you're doing an application, you need to use the same wording and speak to the same exact people. This is going to help you so much, even though it's such a simple and easy concept to understand. It's one of the most misunderstood ones. And then if I can find a third one, curiosity, because some of the ads that you see online try and sell you on the product right away, but nobody does that. The market is becoming more sophisticated, meaning people are going to look you up. They're not going to trust you that much. So don't even try and sell your product or solution on your ad, because these people haven't even booked a call. Try and instead spark their curiosity and get them to take action and move them forward in the pipeline to the next step until they close.
I think a lot of it's expectation setting. It's kind of what you're saying. Like if you have the expectation of this person saying this thing on this ad, the landing page has to replicate it. BSL has to replicate everything. The word on
you got to be true to your messaging as well.
Yep, exactly. Okay. All right. Do you want to touch on fulfillment 0 to 100K? Because that's something a lot of people have like this is just dumb, but like a lot of people in the space, they're like, oh, let me learn my fulfillment before I have clients. Like, how are you going to learn fulfillment if you have no clients?
You're not. That's the thing.
It's so stupid.
You're not. We spent a lot of time building one thing in our program that we don't even use that much anymore. And it was just because I did not understand my avatar as well. And now I do, and I can work on the things that really make sense. One advice that I can give to you when it comes to building your product is dangling the carrot. What I mean by that is, when you can future pace clients to what's going to happen, what's being added to your program, your churn rate is going to go significantly lower because they're already expecting an improvement. Now, obviously, you need to deliver on it. That's pretty clear. But yeah, dangling the carrot was a big one. I would actually argue the biggest jump for me with fulfillment was between 100K and 200K, because you can get to 100K just selling a bunch of tips.
True. Okay, let's jump into 100 to 200 then.
100 to 200 was definitely harder, even though it took me less time. I just moved faster because I was done with school, honestly.
Yep.
The biggest things that I went through and that you're going to experience when you go between 100 and 200 is, first of all, your systems have to be dialed in. If you don't have standard operating procedures at 100K a month, it doesn't really matter. Up to a certain point, it's fine. You're not going to have that many people.
Yeah.
But when you're going from 100 to 200K a month, you're going to experience client churn, sometimes emotional client churn, meaning clients are going to come in and they're going to want to leave after 2 hours because you're closing that many people. You're not able to provide that same level of a system. How do you build a system around that? Number two is going to be that you need to build systems around hiring, firing people, management, leadership. Those are the biggest things. You're going to experience employee churn. Some people are going to leave you. And when somebody leaves you at 20 to 30K a month, it doesn't even matter. We fired that VA I was talking about once we did about 90K, then I had to fire the person and get a replacement. That didn't matter that much. if I was to lose a team member now at 200K a month, that would have a huge impact. I would have
ISM, anyone. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
massive.
I would have to do a big, be very, very fast. And I know that the downside becomes exponentially higher because, again, you're just playing at bigger stakes.
It's high risk.
Yeah.
Okay. So 100 to 200K for you. How long did that take? So obviously you were in school. When did you hit like 100? Was that, do you remember exactly when you had 100K?
Like April. Yeah, we did it. In
April of this year?
Yeah.
Okay. And then you hit 200 last month, and that was
Yeah.
September.
Yeah.
All right. So that took you, I don't even know what the math is off the top of my head. That's like, I don't know.
Well, April was 5 months.
Yeah. Okay. And then for you, was that, it's not just as simple as upping ad spend, because you have a lot of more systems and I guess complexity around team building. So how big is your team now?
9, 10 people.
9, 10 people.
Level of that.
Okay. What was the biggest thing? Like, what made you be like, okay, I got to start hiring more people with you compared to like 100K a month with like one closer and one VA? Like, how did you go about doing that?
That's a good question. Obviously, you're going to understand based on your client's feedback. If you are getting clients, obviously, and you're growing, who are the people that you need to hire? Usually the way I like to hire people is based on the things that we're trying to solve rather than just a role itself. I see some people just hire a VA because, oh, I think I need a VA, or it will be cool to have a VA. And they do that and their profit margin goes to shit. One thing that we started doing is when we got a new team member, we would make the person do a few other things, a few other tasks, not just the role, so they can understand and potentially in the future, they can move to a higher position, which is, we do promote a lot of people in our company, especially when they do well, because again, that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to make them grow. So a lot of applicants, first of all, have a very good interviewing process and do not hire people right away. Hire slow, fire very, very fast.
Hire slow, fire fast.
Exactly.
That's very safe.
Give a person a task project, see how they perform, understand the type of employee. We can get into that. I think that's a
Yeah, what we talked about yesterday?
Yeah.
Sure. We'll go into it.
Do you want me to go through it now?
Yeah, feel free.
All right. You're going to realize there's 3 types of employees when you hire somebody. You're going to have a stallion, you're going to have a camel, and then you're going to have a donkey. The difference is a stallion only needs a vision. They're going to figure it out. It's a very good person. You just tell them what to do and they go ahead and they do it. They figure it out. They build out the SOPs. They figure out what's needed and what's missing. And overall, they do an amazing job. Number 2, you have a camel. A camel is very, very reliable. The problem is if it doesn't have the right guidance at all times, it's going to sit around and do nothing.
You got to beat it.
Exactly. No, really not the camel. You just got to
You got to guide it the right way.
You just got to guide it.
Yeah.
The animal that you got to feed, which is the 3rd type of employee, is the donkey. God forbid you have a donkey at your company. Donkeys take too much work to work. It does not make sense. Now, we're not saying that donkeys are not productive in any way. They are. But again, like I just articulated, it takes so much work to get them to do anything. It is just pointless. And as you grow to 200,000 a month and more, you're going to figure out that A players want to stay with A players. We have an amazing sales team right now. And the only reason why both of them are staying is because they're both very good and they can support each other. If I had an amazing closer, but a B player is a setter, the closer would probably leave.
Yep.
It's the same thing for CS. It's the same thing for every department of your company. Winners want to stay with winners. So fire any donkeys at your company right away. This is one of the biggest things that I can tell you. And yeah.
I think a lot of people, they get caught up in like, you know, kind of what you were saying earlier is like, okay, if I get rid of this person, like the business is going to fall or whatnot. It's like, sometimes you have to take the short-term hit, like the short-term hit. You know, like you got to take 2 steps back to go 10 steps forward. And firing that person is sometimes what you got to do if they're holding the company.
You're also going to need to fire clients.
Exactly.
This is one of the things that nobody talks about. We started firing clients 2 to 3 months ago. If I'm not going to like a client within the first 2 to 3 weeks of them coming in, I'm just going to refund them right away. Now, you do take a hit. I mean, you see it in your bank account, especially if you sell pretty high packages. But in the long term, it's going to be worth it. If you look us up, if you look at my agency, there's nothing bad that talks about results, us not delivering, etc. Because whenever there's somebody that doesn't align with the person I'm trying to work with, I'm just going to refund them and get them out of the way.
Yep.
And sometimes it's painful.
Yeah, I mean, happened recently with you and obviously with us as well.
Some people.
Yeah, I think the lesson to build on top of that is like at a certain point when you're just starting, you kind of take anyone you can get, right?
Sure.
When you scale, you need to start being careful with who you let on as clients because they could be brand risks, like genuine brand risks, and they could hurt your brand. And like for us recently, like we've started working with like 2 or 3 like Inc. 5000 companies, and they are 10x easier to work with and fulfill for than the small 1K a month barely retainer.
Sure.
Like it's I don't know. There's like the meme. It's like the one client that pays you okay $500. They start spamming you in the client.
Yeah, but what exactly am I getting with this?
Yeah, exactly. Yep. And then the client that pays 10K is just like, oops, sent, done.
Yeah.
And then you have to bug them to even reply.
But we had a client paying us back because they forgot.
Really?
Yeah, they were like, I sent the payment yesterday. I forgot. I'm sorry.
You know what's crazy is those clients almost always do the best though, because they're so chilled, like they're so laid back, and they trust the process. And when people are broke, they get antsy. They're like antsy on like what's going to happen next. What's going to happen next?
And they get antsy very fast.
Very fast. And then you end up you need to just take the hit and refund them. Like, don't fight it. Like very rare scenarios, it makes sense for you to fight it. But like at a certain point, you need to just take the hit, refund them.
Desperate people are not going to be the people you want to work with. You see the homeless people on the street. Would you ever do anything with them? Would you ever get involved in a conversation with them?
Yeah.
Of course not. Why? Because they're desperate people. And it's the same. Do not take somebody's money unless you're very certain that you can deliver. And if you are going to take somebody's money and you don't have clear enough certainty that you can deliver for that person, just make it very clear. Try and disqualify the person, tell them about the risks and everything. And that's why we also waive our guarantee. We don't use that anymore because I don't want the people coming in for a guarantee.
Because they rely.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
They're stupid.
At lower levels, I do think it makes sense to throw guarantees or throw that stuff just because the social proof isn't there. You don't have much credibility. But like at a certain point, like you just got to drop it. You got to just be like, hey, you're working with us. You either have trust in us or we're not going to work with you. Yeah. Okay, cool. 100%. What do we want to jump into next? I'm kind of just open to whatever. Do we want to talk more about marketing? Do we want to talk about client fulfillment? How's Miami? Let me talk about Miami. How do you like Miami so far?
Yeah, I'm talking about Miami. Miami's beautiful. I like it a lot. I like Austin as well. Austin is significantly more calm, which sometimes peaceful. It reminds me of my home in Italy. But I like Miami. There's a lot of good networking and a lot of course sellers.
Yeah, dude.
The ratio of course sellers to real business owners is something else. It's like
the course sellers with like the finance Lamborghini with like 20K down. Yeah, they're everywhere, bro.
Oh wow.
It's like
we were out with these guys that sell people on like starting an agency going to 10, 20, 30K a month. But their product sucks and they sell out of a place of being desperate because they need the money to finance their lifestyle that they're flexing on you on Instagram. That's the reality of it.
Mm-hmm. There's a lot of them. I mean, I think the whole course seller stuff, like inherently, course sellers aren't bad, but what becomes a problem is the people who, again, are like extremely desperate and like you buy off lifestyle. Like if anyone buys off someone else's lifestyle, you only see someone else's car and that's the reason you buy from. It's like, dude, you're an idiot. Like wait until you see their business sense and like what they actually can talk about high level before you buy from them, right? And that's like, I don't think they do that.
One of the things that I go through now is when I work with somebody, I take a look at their sales team and how good is it. If somebody knows I have the money and I'm willing to pay and invest and doesn't follow up with me, to me that's an idiot. And it does not signal anything good about our future relationship, because if a salesperson that's only being paid based on commission doesn't have the willingness to follow up with me, what makes me think that their staff on the back end that it just has a base salary is going to be incentivized to make?
They're not going to care.
Exactly. They're not going to care.
Yeah. I mean, I think you can also tell by how long certain salespeople have actually been in a company.
Yeah.
Like for us, our main sales guy, our top guy, has been with us for about like a year and a half. I was telling you that earlier today, like a year and a half. He's worked with the company. It's like you don't work, you don't spend a year in your like a year and a half at a company if it's like trash. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like you gotta actually have a good product, make sure you're happy with what you're selling and getting paid a lot, right? That's all extremely important. So okay, so you like Miami. You're in Brickell, right?
I'm in Brickell.
Yeah. Do you wish you moved away from Brickell, or are you happy right there?
I'm happy there. I don't like Miami Beach. I know some people like it, but it's calm, don't get me wrong. But first of all, it's not worth it. No house is beautiful in Miami Beach. I don't know why. They're all very old. They look pretty bad. And then number two is there's no Uber Eats. I don't cook. I don't clean. I don't do any of
Yeah,
that.
what is your Uber Eats bill a month? What did you say it was? It was like
What, a few thousands?
4,000 or something.
That yeah. We just Uber Eats everything. And that's just me. Yeah. Plus we have two other people in the house.
Yeah,
I mean, it used to be one.
10K a month right there. Uber. That's crazy. Yeah. All right. Maybe kind of we can go off with like, what's next for you? Goals with the agency, sort of vision you see with everything, and like, yeah, just overall, like, where's Peter headed? Like, where do you see yourself?
I like the agency game.
Yeah.
Most people get into info too fast, and I'm not even sure I want to get into info. Don't get me wrong. Like you said before, a lot of course sellers are trash, but that doesn't mean that courses are bad. I bought a lot of courses. I'm so happy about it. I'm happy about your course, honestly. It helped me a lot.
Yeah.
So right now for me is just we're trying to get to 400 to 500,000 a month, which is going to be one of the biggest ceilings in agency. The biggest ceilings that you're going to find are going to be 100K a month, 500K a month, and then you have the big $1 million a month. It is very high to break past each ceiling. I mean, 100 to 200K a month wasn't that hard for me, but I know for a lot of people that was one of the hardest things I've ever done because everything breaks past that. And I know everything is going to break now going from 200,000 to 500,000. We're going to need to build substantially bigger MRR, working with substantially bigger clients because they can pay us more and we need less clients. That's one of the things for me. We're getting into rev share quite a lot, which I like. I like working with high level people. And then that's it. And building a community, a lot of people doing above 100,000 a month in profit.
100%.
As I told you.
I think that's great. Yeah, I think the next step, like even with a couple of our big clients that I mentioned earlier, like at a certain point, the monthly retainer is cool, the upfront fee is cool, but like you need to move into some sort of rev share, profit share with clients. Like if you look at the big guys like Eddie Malouf, them, like I don't know if you have a couple other big names. I mean, Stevie Johnson, would you consider something?
Stevie Johnson is
he's up there.
He's one of the examples of somebody who cannot break 500,000 a month.
Yeah. I mean, at a certain point, like you said, there's a ceiling, but once you break through that, I think, I've never personally been there, so I can't speak on it too much, but I think it is a lot of profit share, rev share, and it's just having clients that pay you a lot more money.
Yeah, I've never seen an agency doing above $500,000 a month with retainers. It's impossible.
It's complexity as far as systems, it breaks. It's too hard to manage.
But that's great. I know a guy in my same industry that does rev share. He has about 10 clients doing 200,000 a month. Like he runs a substantially easier business model than I do.
Same niche or different?
Same niche, actually. Yeah, he's a super cool guy. He runs a simpler business model than I do because he only has 10 clients and I have like 40, 50 about that.
Yep.
So yeah, getting into rev share is going to help you a lot.
Yeah, 100%. Cool. Well, we know you're headed next. And any last words, advice for people? I mean, I think this has been pretty valuable. I think a lot of, at least interviews I see on YouTube, it's like the low level stuff like, yeah, man, do like 75 DMs a day. You'll hit 10K a month. It's like,
yeah, that's stupid. I like the format. I like coming here because there's really not a lot of people that can show you that they do the actual numbers. We did a video before with Wyatt where we closed a 10K. By the way, we closed another one today as well. So we did about 20K today, right? It's all right. Nothing crazy.
Good.
And there's not a lot of people that are going to show you. Like they're going to tell you the numbers and all of that. One thing I like about you is you show the numbers, for example,
or just show clients, dude. Like I was on I think right before you came here, you were asking about like, our agency and stuff and some clients. And I literally just screen shared you the dashboard of one of our clients, just showing you client results right in front of you. And it's like, I can go through client accounts, refresh. Like a lot of people won't be able to do that. It's simply why the space is kind of where it's at. Like, I mean, we don't got to drop names, but like there's a lot of people that like ruin the reputation of the online money space because like they literally have never done what they preached. Like I can't sit here, like I'm making a 10-hour free course in January. I can't sit and make a 10-hour free course, develop my own app, everything you know about with, AI callers, retail to high level, FAPI to high level. I can't develop my own app and all this stuff, use it for clients and not run my own agency. It's like a lot of guys in the space, they've never even worked with a client. There's like, they go straight to info.
Good. If your implement is that good and you're detached from the sales and you're detached from fulfillment, why is it that you shut down your own agency?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's it. If it's so fulfilling,
Yeah. Would you ever want to exit your agency?
it's gonna be very hard to exit an agency. I'm gonna use it as a cash cow over the years, I'm sure. I'm not looking to sell it or shut it down anytime soon.
Part of me wants to exit at some point within the next few years, 2-3 years. Just depends kind of where I'm at then.
It's really hard to
Trying to predict the future.
yeah, it is harder to exit an agency, exit info businesses as well. It's pretty
It's
hard.
impossible. I mean,
Yeah.
the info business it's mainly just, it's all attached to my brand, right? So it's
Exactly.
like there's never any enterprise value there. With an agency, it's different. You run ads, you have UGC actors and your face isn't attached to it. It gets more confusing when you start building brands right with your face, YouTube channel and stuff. I know you're potentially planning on doing that soon, but yeah, cool. Any last final words, advice to the people before we jump?
What stage are you talking about?
Let's talk to the higher crowd. Let's talk to like 30K a month plus.
Okay. I thought you were gonna say 100 plus. Okay.
We'll talk just any like 30 to 50K a month plus.
30K.
30
is pretty hard. Figure out a way to spend more on ads. Please. You're gonna go so much faster and let everything break. I know it sounds so bad. Let everything break. Because it's gonna tell you step by step what systems you gotta build in the first place. Because realistically speaking, when you're at 30K a month, there's so many things that you need to do. It's ridiculous. I literally spent the past 2 months building all of this thing out. Just going from 100 to 200K to certain systems. And it was so many that I had to build. And I just built them in order of the leverage that it's going to give to me. So really scale it, get a lot more money, and just use that to build out things faster. So that's it. That's how you dial in a product.
100%. Well, Peter, it's good to have you. Glad we did it in Austin, and maybe we'll run it back once you 400 or 500K a month.
Yeah. Done. See you guys.
Cool. See you guys.